Hey, good morning. This is Dawn Shireen, and this is The Delusion is Vast. Hope you like the new trailer. I like it. I don't know if it's staying forever, but for now, this is our song. So get used to the horns and the sleigh bells at the end, because Christmas is gonna come around sooner than we even realize. So I'm ahead of time. All right. So in this weird ass world that we're living in now, what possibly could go wrong, right? I mean, like what else could go wrong? And I don't want to so much talk about the whole Diddygate thing going on and all the celebrities and because it's overwhelming. Honestly, it's just absolutely overwhelming. And it's already affected my life in ways that I don't think anybody really, and probably your lives too, if you have any form of moral compass whatsoever. But what are we listening to now, right? Uh, it's really hard it's really hard. And especially people that were brought up in the era of rap and hip hop, which is, I'm going to go with most of us in this demographic, and some of you. Anyway, I'm going to go with, well, how about I just be like honest and go with all of us. All of us have been, within the rap culture, hip hop culture. Anybody listening to this show is, within probably 70 and younger, right? So hello, we are like the rap generation. We are the ones that spearheaded it. And I guess we can't go back to Disco Duck so much right now, right? But that might actually be a safe song that we can listen to, is Disco Duck. So I don't know. I'm not checking anymore. I'm just having a really hard time with music. I've been actually watching way too many body cam videos, because it's like the only way that I'm actually starting to understand that like the general population is fucking insane. People are not okay. People are out of their minds. And the amount of people, I mean, of course, like this is a skewed number, right? Because I'm watching body cam videos, it's only a certain percentage and blah, 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 right? But it's enough. It's enough for me to realize that I'm going to go with 3 out of every 10 drivers on the road is inebriated or somehow out of their fucking mind. And not to mention the ones that are on their cell phone. So let's add another 5 to that. And then the people who just don't know how to drive. So, hey, there's 10 out of 10, right? It's dangerous out there, guys. I read a little bit of news today, and I live in Flagstaff, Arizona, and there was a pretty gnarly motorcycle accident over the weekend in which a gentleman did not make it back home. And it's sad because the other driver was, brought in on intoxication charges, and it's that close to home, guys. Okay, like you don't have to go to a big city in order to get hit by a drunk driver. Oh no, you can just come to Flagstaff and try to cross the crosswalk at Milton, and your chances of survival, it depends on the day, the time, and the weather. Honest to God. So you got to look both ways twice and upside down, and you got to do cartwheels and jumping jacks and run. And I mean, it's crazy that people are so disrespectful, but I'm starting to understand it now, having watched body cam videos and starting to see like everybody just thinks that everybody owes them shit, everything. If you're a cop, the cop owes you your freedom, even though you are breaking the law. And it's not right. Okay, this like level of, the word is like going, it's not coming to me because I don't do that. So it's and I know you all are yelling at me right now saying it, so yes, it's that word, and it will come to me later. But and I want to keep on saying expectation, but that's not the word. But anyway, you all know what you know what I'm talking about. And where's the gratitude, right? So I got caught up, and this is a me story, okay? Hi. So I got caught up in a thing with somebody back from Lakeside, okay? Now, if you haven't listened to the Dancing with Bipolar, you don't have to. I came from Lakeside, Arizona to Flagstaff, Arizona, not really witness protection, but they figured that the people in Lakeside were just fucked up enough that they would never be able to make it to Flagstaff to continue on with whatever their devious plans were towards me. Although they may have actually gotten this guy Bill Blankenship as part of it now, because he's my stalker. But we'll get into that later. But, yeah, so I bring him up and then I get all upset. But anyway, so I refriended somebody again on Facebook that I knew during that time who really wasn't very nice to me, right? And in hindsight, I did everything actually perfect this time around. But yeah, like I let this person stay with me at times and they would rip me off. And then when I needed stuff, they would promise it and never show. And then they drag my name through the mud. And they were without a doubt part of the conspiracy to get me the fuck out of Lakeside, whatever way, shape, or form that had to happen because of things that were coming up. I don't really know how to say this. Christopher lost his life over some of this. So, or maybe not, like, because people just keep on reappearing, right? I mean, people are presumed dead until they reappear, right? Anyway, I'm not saying that he is or isn't. I'm just saying that Club Guantanamo exists and they put people there that have information that they need to protect. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Christopher probably really likely is an angel at this point, and Christopher was my love of my life who had a untimely accident September 11th, 2020, and that's all I'm going to say. I have tattoos to honor him, and if you look at the tats, I think I have them on my Facebook page, Dawn Shireen Bernard. You can go look at them, and you can put two and two together. But I think, yeah. Anyway, I don't think Chris killed himself. I'm just going to say that. I think he stumbled upon something that people didn't want him to talk about. Something that happened within his family unit that people didn't want anybody to talk about. And I think Chris came upon too much information, and though he may not be on this earth anymore, I don't think it was self-inflicted. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. So let's just leave it at that. So anyway, so there's that, right? So this girl that was part of this whole fracas, because I was feeling, I don't know what I was feeling, generous? I don't know what I was feeling, curious? Maybe curious. And I allowed her to be my friend on Facebook for a brief period of time, as of this morning, blocked, but anyway. And, people on meth and drinkers and people doing whatever the hell they're doing now, and I don't know for sure, but probably blues and this and that and all that, right? And often need help because they have no money, right? And because they have no money, they have nowhere to live. And because they have nowhere to live, they blah, 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 this whole downward spiral, right? And I've been homeless, not on blues, thank God. But I've been homeless, and, most of it was my own terrible choices that led me to that. And no one dug me out of this, right? No one. I came here homeless. I wound up at the cult. I'm still scrapping to not become homeless, and that's why this thing with this guy stalking me is becoming a real issue, because we live on the same property, and my pushing the issue as far as I am, even though I have a lease and there's a contract and there's government agencies involved now and all kinds of shit, it's always a threat over my head, because I don't know how far the complicity of this situation goes, because everybody seems to think he's such a nice guy. And that must mean that I'm like a fucking piece of shit, that it's okay for him to stalk me. And I don't think that's the truth. So, I don't stalk him. I don't stalk anybody. I try to avoid people to the best of my ability. If I have to deal with somebody, I will do so. But other than that, man, I'm good on my own, man. I like being my own autonomy, right? I like having self-autonomy and being able to amuse myself and not have to, not have to assault people or intimidate people or, I don't know what his end game is, because there was this thing he said to the landlord at one time about, I'm going to get her pregnant. And it's like, how are you going to do that? Because the only possible way that would happen would be rape. So have you premeditated rape on me in order to get me pregnant? Because that is never happening in any kind of a consensual way. So, there's a lot of issues. And then the complicity with the landlord talking for the cops for him and all this stuff. And, I'm super not good with this. I'm really not good with this. So that's why, hey, hi. The delusion is vast. Not so much for me. Like, even though the last show I said I wasn't going to be surprised by what happened at the Diddy press conference, and I'm going to be honest, I was shocked. I was tiny lot a bit shocked. And I can't, like, how can you be shocked in a good way or a bad way? I'm really grateful that this is opening up finally. I'm really unhappy for all the people that have legitimately been affected by this, and that's like all of us, right? So, and the only way, in my opinion, the only way to rectify this is to be honest, right? So that's why I'm doing this right now. I don't know what the repercussions are on me. If this guy kills me, you all have his name. It's all over my social media. He's obviously advertising for snow removal at this point in time. So, my Facebook, my YouTube, I actually have an X now. And I have a Threads. So yeah, I mean, anywhere you go, I'm Dawn Shireen Bernard. You can see it underneath the name of the podcast. That's me. You guys can figure it out, right? And it's not a game to me. It's my fucking life, right? So this guy thinks following me is funny and it's a game and it's like cat and mouse. And it's not. It's my fucking life. And this cat's not going down without a fucking fight, okay? And if I wind up homeless over it because everybody's complicit in it and nobody wants to accept the fact that this guy is a fucking perversion, so be it, okay? I have a tent. I've been homeless before. We'll be breaking a lease with lots of federal agencies now involved because I've had to go further because, anyway, you have to go up the chain of command and you have to do it the right way. And I have to have a paper trail. So and I'm not going to die. So when everything comes to a head and we go to trial and all this goes down, because I'm going to find a way to get this guy involved in the RICO of my trafficking from Lakeside. Okay. Because there's no two ways about it that he is not involved somehow with Hope Cottage and what they did to me, and he is not somehow involved with the people in Lakeside who had the life insurance policy on me trying to kill me for money. So, and once I can get a RICO, maybe he'll stop, right? Maybe he'll fucking finally stop. But until that point, here we are, right? And I'm talking about it publicly, and it's all over. And yes, I have reported it, and I have done all the things locally. But you know what? Putting it out in the public face maybe will protect me a little bit more than what's going on locally right now, because I don't feel as if anybody in my general vicinity cares whether I live or die for real on this property. So, and that's that. Okay, anyway, on to something else here. Sorry it got so deep so fast, but I've been holding this in, man, and it's been eating me alive. So, but yeah, no, 3-letter agencies are absolutely involved now. Because I'm not sure that it's not part of a RICO. So, Homeland Security gets involved with trafficking cases, and I was trafficked and came here. So, it all just kind of ties in together. So I really don't know what else to say. I really just kind of needed to get that off my chest. Yeah, things are screwed up. I haven't watched the news yet today, so I don't know what new celebrity is involved in this, who's died, who's committing suicide, who's leaving their record company. Because, you know what, if you open your eyes and you look, this is like an avalanche. All right, and we're at about the top 50 feet of the mountain right now. So, it's still coming down. We haven't even gotten into the religious organizations yet that, might have had a little bit of a cadaddle going on here and there, right? Like, come on. I mean, anybody listen to Queensryche, like in the 80s? They talked about it then and nothing's changed. We're still paying for our government. We're still paying for our religion. We're still paying for our freedom. Fucking, and how? And nothing's changed in that, like, God, 50, 30, a long time ago. My God. Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. If you don't know it, listen to it. And if you do know it, listen to it. You will be astounded at how well that has held the test of time. Nothing's changed. It's the same. Yeah, maybe the drugs you're talking about, the guys spiking in there, maybe they're changed. Maybe they're xylazine now, so that we can have people being rotted out from the inside out. I mean, that blew my mind to hear that he was using xylazine on people. I mean, that's what we're seeing in Kensington and all that. All these people on the blues, all the zombie people, that's xylazine. It's terrifying. Okay, so you know what? And if and I'm never gonna be a martyr because that's pussy. That's a pussy way out. I don't ever want to be known as a martyr. I go out fighting, man. And you know, I've contacted all the people I need to about what happened this weekend, and I've reported it, and I've done all the alls that I have to do, and yeah, I'll have to go out and face the public again today and do my thing and know that this guy is watching me with cameras that nobody says he has because everybody thinks he's such a nice guy. But I have pictures of his house, and you zoom and you can see that there are easily 8 cameras on his house, okay? And why? Why does anybody need that many cameras if they're not doing something that they don't want to get caught doing? That's my question. That's really my question. So otherwise, I'm live. Like I said, it's Monday. It's October 7th. It is, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock on the nose, Flagstaff, Arizona. And I just had to get this off my chest before I delve into what has happened overnight. And, because I am affected by it. I mean, I'm not like affected by it. Like, you know, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, I have been binging it. I'm not going to lie. I have been binging it because there's so much information. And then I had to step back from it and stop binging it. And then this happened to me again with the stalker. So it gave me something else to focus on. But it's still the same. It's still the same. It's still some man thinking that he can control me, do what he wants to because he's a man. And that's bullshit. It ain't happening. I'm not going to allow this man to rape me, kill me, or in any other way hurt me. It's not going down. Bill Blankenship of Flagstaff, Arizona will not take me out. And that's all I got to say about that. And other than that, I don't know that there's much else to say. I had to get this off my chest. Now it's going to be public. And if anything happens to me, y'all know the first place to look. Like I said, it's on all my socials, Dawn Shireen Bernard. And I promise the next show maybe won't be as serious. But my life is at stake right now. And you know what? I'm not going to let I'm not going to let anyone take me out. And that's all I got to say. So this is Dawn Shireen. Thank you for listening to The Delusion is Vast. That's a tough one. And hey, let's all stay alive, okay? Later.